Thanks for all that good news. Right now we have our first panel discussion. It's on accelerators and incubators and all the in-betweens and hybrids of those two terms. Moderating this panel is Godska, the founder of the digital marketing and e-business consultancy Accelerators.com, which he confirms is not an incubator or an accelerator, but an acrobator, which he'll explain to you. Joining him are Bohdan, Kupych, VP of Business Development at KM Core, Eveline, Buchatskiy, partner at East-Labs, Maurizio, Rossi, co-founder at H-Farm, a fantastic co-working space and incubator outside of Venice, and Horstmann, founding partner at Project A Ventures. Dmitry Shymkiv is also joining. He's the general manager at Microsoft Ventures. Please welcome them all to the stage for our first panel discussion.
Good morning, everybody. Wow, okay. Alrighty, well, we'll start with something easy.
Okay,
we'll have asked every participant in the accelerator panel to give a very small presentation if their mood is into it. So, hi guys. So with so many smart brains, with so much experience on one stage, I'm pretty sure we can completely design and analyze the accelerator essence. So, well, I could say ladies first. Shall I? So, Eveline, can you quickly tell something about yourself, who you are, what you're busy with, and then follow up with later on with a presentation?
Hi everybody, it's great to be here today. My name is Eveline Buchatskiy. I am a managing partner at East-Labs. We have 3 managing partners, myself, Olga Bekova, and Hrish Lotlikar. We have launched this accelerator in January, and I'll tell a little bit about it later on. I've been in Ukraine for 5 years. I'm originally from Brazil in South America, and I'm an engineer. Have worked as an engineer in industrial gases for 10 years. But luckily, when I moved to Ukraine, I was able to get to know the startup industry, and I'm very happy to be part of the startup ecosystem. Thank you. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, this one? Yeah. Hi. Here's what it is, guys. We launched less than a year ago, but it's been an incredible journey. In less than a year, we have accomplished so much. I have so much to tell. It's just great. Let's get to the point. Basically, we have had 6 startup meetups. So we gave the opportunity to about 600 people to network, get to know investors, co-founders, and be part of the ecosystem. So we are quickly building the ecosystem in Ukraine. We have built a pool of 57 mentors, 39 mentors from Ukraine, and 18 mentors from overseas. So we are giving our startups the opportunity to get a great guidance from very experienced investors and entrepreneurs. We have received so far 222 applications, out of which we have invested in 8 teams. And by the way, the 2 Ukrainian teams that are in the final today, Motify and Squibble, we have invested in them. So we're very happy about their performance. And out of the 8 teams we have invested, 2 have finished the program and they have already received follow-on money. One of them has moved to Boston in the US and is launching a product for the US market. Great success. So we can say we already have some, success stories for Ukraine. And we want to continue the momentum. We want you to put a dent in the universe. And here's what we have to offer. We offer $20,000 in cash investment for you to use to build a early stage company. We have an amazing cooperative office space where you will be working with other startup cool people like yourself. We have mentors, and we have 3 partners at your disposal. So please start your company today. You already have the resources to support you. Here is our investment portfolio. We have, like I said, invested in 8 companies already in the social, technology, and marketplace. You can see them all here, except the one that is in the US, and we have a schedule for you to talk to them in our booth. And by the way, you are at the right place. No, most of the teams that we have invested, we found them here at the IDCEE last years. The only teams that we didn't find here were the ones that did not exist last year. So this is the place to find investors. And a lot of people ask us, what is our selection criteria? It's very simple. We understand that ideas change, especially when you start, when you go to the market and you get feedback from customers. So we invest in people. We invest on the team. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Eveline. Very nice. So, who is next? Who wants to do a presentation? Yeah. And a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Dmitry Shymkiv. I'm a country manager for Microsoft in Ukraine. I used to be a startupper, and I used to sell the company and do R&D in the big global company. So we have my presentation. Great. Yes. Yeah. I need a slide. Yeah, and I actually look younger. You see, startup helps. You saw my picture. I look older. Now I'm younger. Oh. No, don't do that fast. I will be talking about because the time is very important. So I will be talking about Microsoft BizSpark program. How many people are Microsoft BizSpark program here? Members? Cool, 2, 3, good. Yeah, and the partner. Great. There's three words which very much distinguish startups. It's about passion, it's about fortitude, and insanity. And I would like to roll a video which made by Microsoft BizSpark. And the video.
Is it video there?
Sure. All right. We'll see the video later. BizSpark program is about 3 things. BizSpark is about software support visibility. It's a special program where we do support for startups with the clear funds, support, including mentors, advisors, and visibility. We do promotion for the startups. The BizSpark Plus, it's very important. We do have startups in Ukraine that receive special support. We provide them with a free subscription value of 60K for Azure services so they can launch their cloud services. And the BizSpark one, before we go to the alumni, and the BizSpark one, which is an interesting project. I would like to mention one of the BizSpark one company in Ukraine. It's AdMixer. AdMixer is the company who is doing online advertising. They hold more than 70% market share. You've heard about advertising. They're doing 30 million per day display advertising in Ukraine. They are now running 100% on the Azure, Microsoft Azure. They're a member of the BizSpark One. What it also involves, they have a dedicated advisory and support from Microsoft, and we don't take shares, which is also good. We're interested in startups to grow. Some famous names. We already heard today about Evernote. Evernote is BizSpark graduate, and including like Postera, Skill Pages, Sesmic, and the company that we acquired recently is a Yammer. It's also the graduate of the BizSpark. And finally, the great opportunity. This is actually my screen on Windows 8. This is a big opportunity for all of you, and it was mentioned today. It's about 400 million devices will come within the next half a year on the market, and your apps could be there. And this is an example of some of the apps that already exist today, and a lot of them developed in Ukraine. Thanks.
Very cool stuff. All right, Maurizio, would you like to tell something about yourself and about your feelings to Accelerators and what you've been busy with?
Okay. Hi to everybody. My name is Maurizio Rossi. I'm co-founder of Age Farm Ventures. It's my first time here in Kiev, and I'm very excited, and it's really an awesome place. And very quickly, my history, my first life wasn't in the internet, was in a fashion and sporting goods industry. And then I approached the internet, the digital, very early, since early 90s. And 7 years ago, together with a friend of mine, decided to start 8Farm Ventures, that we define ourselves a venture incubator for a unique model we have. I have a video somewhere that tells with infographics.
Is it?
No, there is a video. Sorry, but I have a video that tells everything about 8Farm in short, with all numbers.
Give me a second. It's supposed to be there. I can't find it.
It's no video? Okay.
Just PDF.
Okay, we can go quickly here with this presentation. 8Farm is, as you see, a venture incubator. We invest in digital. This is one of the places where we are located. That's the main building. Age stands for human factor. It's our philosophy. We believe technologies now is to be designed around human. We are next to the, let's say, innovation revolution, second industrial revolution, whatever. I say technology revolution. And technology has to be human. The human is not to be evolved into the process as it was in the previous century. For us, this is important, and that's why we are in that location. What we do, we invest and do acceleration. We have an investment company, 8Farm Ventures. We invest up to €500,000 per startup, and we have acceleration program, typical as all accelerators for 3 months, 10K. We deliver also, we give also hospitality, food, to sleep, everybody. We did invest close to 50 million. This is actually not correct. We see this year should be over 1,000 proposition for 2012. The last number is 260 startupper on last week. And we founded 37 companies. Tomorrow we have the 7 exits after 7 years. That's some companies that belong to our portfolio. And that's our statement. That's big shoes and beautiful minds. So we are in the farmland. So in the farmland there is all the farmers with big shoes. They say behind the big shoes there are always beautiful minds. Okay, it's fine. Thank you.
Thanks, Maurizio. Okay. Now we're nearing the end. Bohdan, please tell a little bit.
Hello, happy to be here. My name is Bohdan Kupych. I'm the Vice President of Business Development for a technology investment company, KM-Core. I'm also a Director of Founder Institute, which is a new program that we're launching in Ukraine, but it's a global program. I wanted to ask a question, first of all. I've been in technology a long time, probably longer than many of you were born, working for a company called Digital Equipment when Alta Vista was the best search engine in the world. But I came to Ukraine in 1992. I was going to stay for 2 years, but it's been 21 years now. So what I want to talk about today is entrepreneurs. How many people here feel that they're an entrepreneur? I'm glad to see a large percentage because it's a debate on whether entrepreneurs are born or whether they're created. So you see chicken and egg. Як переключати? Here? You see, we're technically astute. So research shows that entrepreneurs some are born, some are created. You can see some examples. Many of them didn't come from entrepreneurial families. They came from regular families, factory workers, lawyers, academics, etc. So it doesn't matter. That's what I really want to say. It doesn't matter whether you're born an entrepreneur or you become an entrepreneur. The most important thing is that our industry is all about entrepreneurship. And that's why the more entrepreneurs we help to develop, the better off we will be. But we have technology here too.
Which one? This one?
It's good, we can think extra deep about the slides.
So we have technology, as you can see.
There you go.
Okay, so innovation. A lot of talk about innovation, but innovation typically mirrors the growth of an economy. So we all know Ukraine has its issues as far as a developing economy, as do many countries. So innovation in Ukraine is something that we need to support and help. And I honestly believe that it is probably one of the best times in history to start a company, a technology company. For a lot of different reasons, which I could spend an hour talking about. I think it's the best time. So incubators, accelerators can help this process. Now we heard about venture capital. Venture capital typically follows innovation. It doesn't really create innovation. So what is the purpose of how do you create innovation in a country? And that is a process that accelerators and incubators can help. So all of us are here today on the stage. We are in different areas of incubation and acceleration. I think all of us are trying to create this ecosystem. The fact that there are 1,000 people here today or 2,000 people is a very important step. And basically, KMCore is a technology company, been in business for 21 years, has done a lot of different projects, etc. But we recognize that we have entrepreneurs within our company, but we also need to go externally and look for entrepreneurs. And therefore, we started looking at accelerators, incubator, and models, and ended up with Founder Institute, and we brought that methodology to Ukraine, and the first semester will be starting in about a month's time. So Founder Institute is the largest global idea stage incubator, and we'd love to see you tomorrow at a presentation. It will take place 2:30 if you want to learn more about Founder Institute. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Well done. Uwe.
Sure. Cool. Hi everyone, my name is Uwe. I'm from Germany. Very excited to be here. I think this is the coolest stage I've ever been to and probably ever will be. If I could tell my mom I even made it to TV, she would be super proud. It's also my first time in Ukraine, which I'm very excited about as well. Apparently, when I was really young, I even spoke some words of the language and learned some Ukrainian folk dance because I used to spend all my summers with children coming from Belarus and Ukraine who were affected by the Chernobyl catastrophe.
Do you want to show us?
No, I was about to say, I think all of it is gone by now. There's really nothing left. Well, let's see how tonight goes, but I'm pretty sure. I want to do a real quick introduction about what we do. We run something that is called Project A Ventures, a investment venture capital fund based in Berlin. We invest out of a fund of 50 million euros. We focus on B2C, B2B, internet and mobile models.
Uwe, the slide is not showing.
Oh, sorry. This is better, I think. Yeah, we started in January 2012, so we were very young. We have an office in Berlin and one in Sao Paulo. We did around 10 investments so far. What I think is vital about our approach is that we invest between 500K to 3 million per company at a really early stage. And we don't only want to give them money, but we also want to give real operational support. So we have a team of 80 people in Berlin and another 15 people in Brazil. And those divide typically into IT experts, marketing experts, and general business development experts, logistics experts, whatever you need to get your startup really started. Yeah? The 4 partners that we have, we all know each other since university, or at least through university. We have been active together since 2007 in a thing called Rocket Internet, which we now started for a very successful three brothers in Germany, extremely successful internet entrepreneurs. We started Rocket Internet for them, which was their internet incubation platform, basically. In 2011, we left there and started our own shop, basically doing the same thing, which is providing entrepreneurs with capital as well as operational support. So if you come to us with an idea, we say, wow, this is a great idea. We give you the tech team right away, for example, to start this. We give you the people right away who can do the marketing campaign and all those stuff. Yeah? Is that me? I'm gonna maybe switch that, yeah? Skip that. Why are we here? What do we typically do? We're looking for the best ideas, and the best ideas can be either teams that only have an idea. We also start companies from scratch. You know, there's nothing much else than just a team, just an idea. And we also invest in a bit of a later stage when the team has already created a product, has shown some traction, has created a proof of concept, when we can really help to accelerate. I will hold a short talk tomorrow also about our approach on customer acquisition and in cooperation with business intelligence. If anyone is interested in that, that is probably one of our core capabilities in which we would like to help our startups. Yeah? So far we have done 10 to 12 investments, a lot of B2B, B2C, internet, and that's about it, I think, because we should hurry with some probably. Yeah?
Okay, thanks for that, Uwe. By the way, why is it Project A?
It's so we started this whole project, and you always have to have a cover name, right? So the cover name was Project A, and then it's just, I mean, it's a crappy name, yeah, we all agree.
I don't say that.
It kind of sucks, but it's not bad enough really to invest time to change it. So in the end, we figured, whatever, we'll just go with it.
Alrighty, well, let's get to the real action here. Now, I think again, ladies first, right? I have a question to the whole panel. With this huge spike in accelerators, this appetite for accelerating businesses, supply and demand, do you feel and think that there is maybe a risk that the threshold of accessing as a startup all these wonderful resources of accelerators, isn't that going to give us a bit of a lowering in overall quality of startups?
You mean
not the elite, but kind of everybody, kind of democratization of startup funding?
Well, I guess we need to look at it geographically. Do you mean in Europe, in Eastern Europe, in the US, overall, globally?
Let's draw a line between kind of Europe and Eastern Europe and then see if there's differences. So.
Okay, I would say that in Europe and Eastern Europe, we definitely don't have enough accelerators, so we are fine. And in general, there's not enough VC spending per capita. So I see that the resurgence, the founding of accelerators is a positive trend. There's still not enough, and it's definitely far from the point where accelerators start investing in nonsense projects. If you look at numbers, for instance, VC spending per capita in Europe is something around $35, and in the US is double that, more than double that amount, and in Israel is even more. It's like 3 times. So there's definitely, we're not at that point where you have too many accelerators. In Ukraine, actual accelerators like Y Combinator and Techstars, we have only one, which is Labs. So.
Okay, and does anybody feel to contribute to this very eloquent answer?
Well, to follow on from that thought, there's not enough deal flow. So venture capital companies, we'll see presentations and hear information. There's really not enough of the deals that venture capital companies want to invest in. So you have to start from planting the seeds. And I think what incubators, accelerators, training programs, lots of different individuals, consulting, this all starts developing the ecosystem. If you look at data that says approximately 3% of people are entrepreneurs, well, there's far from that in Ukraine, that are entrepreneurs that see success stories, they can get mentored, they can learn directly practical experience from people that have done it already. We heard about Budel, but there's not that many, so we need to create more success stories.
Do you feel that there are sufficient mentors, quantity-wise, in this region?
If you look at Founder Institute, has mentors that Mint.com, Techstars, these are mentors. I mean, they're really important figures. In Ukraine, we don't have that level of success story. We do have a lot of very talented people. Actually, some people on this stage will be mentors at Founder Institute, Dmitry and Eveline. So, you know, these are authoritative people that want to develop this ecosystem. We don't see it as competition. We see it as basically feeding this ecosystem to create more success stories, to give people like the one sitting in this room this idea that I've always wanted to create a company of my own, but I'm not sure exactly how to do it, and all the different processes involved. So that's what we do.
Dmitry, I saw you wanted to add something to that.
Yeah, I would like to add, and actually echo what was just said, is that we lack, in general, the quantity of startups that can be accelerated. We need first to seed them, we need first to grow them, or they need to be grown by incubators or other form of angel investments to the moment where they can actually have a business or business model or some success or some customers or some subscribers, certain model. That's where accelerators. And we see that we do accelerate, we have, beside BizSpark, we have accelerator programs where we invite companies who have already something that can be sold or something that can be attracting clients and etc. So that we can accelerate their business, presence on the business.
Excellent. Oh, well.
Yeah, and if you look at the situation, especially in, for example, Berlin or other parts of the world, there's incubators and accelerators basically just growing out of the earth. And ultimately, that's the best thing that happened to those guys because they're the real stars, right? It's not about the accelerators. I mean, obviously it's great, but it creates competition among the accelerators because deal flow is scarce, which is a good thing in a way because the entrepreneurs should be in the focus of attention. And I think it's a good thing that we have competition among accelerating programs, incubating programs, because that all makes us think, how can we offer more value to the entrepreneurs? How can we present ourselves in a way that we really, in the long term, can attract the best talent, right? So I think it's actually a good development. I definitely agree there's not enough deal flow. There could be much more entrepreneurial activity in general, right? But what we observe that competition, there's a war for talents, and that's a good thing, because those guys are stars, yeah, and they should be hard to get. We should offer them a lot because they're going to invest a lot of their time and energy and ideas into that. So I think it's a good thing.
Great, nice. The war for talent. Now, if we would look a little bit again at East-West, right? What would be the local, unique selling propositions of VC or accelerator funds here? Is there something that you could offer a Kiev entrepreneur that the Western accelerators cannot?
Well, to start, if you look at the IT industry in Ukraine, you see that there are 100,000 or more technical specialists that are working on very, very interesting and leading-edge projects, much of which is being exported. And a lot of these people would like to start their own companies. They would like to take their idea and launch a company, but they don't see the support. They can't go to a bank and get money. There's not a lot of angel investment. There's family and friends or bootstrapping, which a lot of them do. So, incubators, accelerators help them get to the first level, and that they can go on their own and they can start, developing that innovation and keeping it within the country for the time being.
But do you feel that's really something unique for a local accelerator?
Well, I think the fact that you have a huge IT community and you have very few startups, so that's a tremendous opportunity.
Gotcha. Anybody who likes to add something?
Yeah, I believe that an accelerator has to tie very close with the culture of its country to really be effective in helping, coaching the startup growing, because mentorship has to be high quality, strong network, because startupper want to find into an accelerator or an incubator, they want to find someone who can help to drive some business, to open some opportunities, to help with the, let's say, roadshow for capital. So I believe those proposition is valid for Kiev or for Italy or for US. That's probably the main reason why startupper has to pick an accelerator.
Maurizio, do you normally invest in local startups around your accelerator, or do you now and then invest in foreign ones? Do you feel that an accelerator needs to focus on local startups or around your area, or do you feel comfortable to invest in a company on the other side of the globe?
Our experience is already 7 years, and an accelerator, first of all, has to be local because it represents an answer for a local startupper, and you must be very close, very connected with your culture. I cannot, from Italy, come here with H-Farm and be an accelerator that starts up well in this country, you know?
Let's very quickly, like everybody, tell us, are you focused on local startups or you buy them, invest elsewhere as well? Eveline.
Well, let's keep in mind that an accelerator is ultimately a VC fund, right? It's an investor that requires return on investment. So the purpose is to create companies that generate enough traction and are fundable and at some point get an exit. If the local market is sufficient to create those companies, then so be it. For instance, again, Brazil. Brazil is enough of an internet market that you can afford to have accelerators exclusively focused on that market. Ukraine is not the case. We don't have enough of a local market to be able to, focus just here. As a minimum, it has to be CIS oriented, as a minimum. And even better if it's for the global market, because we want every company that graduates to be able to find follow-on money with smart investors and go all the way to an exit for, the accelerator.
Yeah, and with local, just to make it short, local, and the main reason is that majority of the startups, history of startups, excluding few, the success comes from the local market. The local market opportunities, Ukraine has, as we've been shown, the internet penetration will grow. We're expecting to get a proper 3G or 4G. Anyway, we will gonna get it. We're expecting growth of the advertising market. So we have a lot of things that are gonna grow in Ukraine, and there's a big opportunity to grow. You grow on the growing market. So I would say it's local, it's emerging markets, and if you have solutions that are globally, you will most probably be attracted by the Silicon Valley.
That's great. We don't have that much time left. Perhaps we can switch to see if in the audience there are some, I see there is some vivid questions for our expert panel member. While we're looking for a microphone here, we have a lot on stage. And please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Vasil. I represent CEE Consulting.
Can you speak up a bit?
Yes, I can speak up a bit. CEE Consulting, public affairs and public relations company, and also an entrepreneur invested in a couple of startups. If you look at, the question is to the panel, if you look at the 10 top richest people in Ukraine, and they all made their money in the sort of dubious and murky schemes of the early 90s through privatization primarily. We all understand that startups and actually technology companies can really boost Ukraine's GDP. Now, my question is very simple. You've just talked about these various accelerators and incubators, which is great. How can we get the attention of those top 10 richest people in Ukraine and make them invest into technology companies at all levels? I mean, from the very beginning until, and other levels of financing which is needed, because some of them have already started the trend, like Islab, Pinchuk is behind that, like Victoria Tehipko and other people. But there are many more other people extremely rich. How can we do that? Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
I think that it's important to note that, first of all, you can build a company today very inexpensively compared to 5 and 10 years ago. So you don't need a lot of money to get started. Secondly, it doesn't matter what your social background is. It doesn't matter if your father is a deputat or your mother is mayor of a city. It matters less. So it's the fact that you're an entrepreneur, that you want to develop your own sort of disruptive idea or disruptive technology, and it creates new wealth. And I think we shouldn't look to funding from the people that have, you know, the oligarchs or whatever you want to call them. We should look to make a disruptive product that attracts attention, that creates success stories, and the normal channels, venture, capital investment. VC investment in Ukraine as a percentage of total investment is minuscule. It's zero statistically compared to other countries. So, you know, VC money is happy to invest in a product that's disruptive, that has a great market. We talked about, are we looking at local market or international market? Every entrepreneur should think globally. They should think big, big idea. And also, you know, to make a mark in Ukraine to start, but how they can move into other markets.
Thanks for that. Okay, we're running out of time here. So do we have one more question, or shall we? It's finished. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here, folks, there's the mic. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry, we're moving right along. So these accelerators are phenomenal, and you guys should all figure out which one is right for you. I'm a mentor at 500 startups, Seed Camp in Europe, Tetuan Valley in Madrid, and in Italy. So as they're talking about mentors giving back, I live and breathe that. You guys should always find teams that they've already invested in to find and get introductions to those guys, or mentors. If you want to be part of those, any of those accelerators, that's the way in. It's through the people they've already invested in. It's through the people that work with them. And email directly will not work.